In 1969, a river in Cleveland, Ohio, literally caught fire. Flames danced across its surface, black smoke rose into the sky, and the stench of chemicals filled the air. People along the banks stared in disbelief, as if the river itself had turned against them. This was no accident. Decades of negligence, industrial waste, and ignored warnings had transformed the Cuyahoga River into a ticking time bomb. The Cuyahoga River once provided life and commerce, winding over 100 miles through Cleveland. Families fished its waters, factories thrived, commerce flowed. But over decades, industrial plants dumped oil, chemicals, and waste directly into it. Paint, sewage, and heavy metals formed a toxic cocktail. Dead fish floated, birds abandoned their nests, and the smell of decay became permanent. By the late 1960s, the river was no longer a river. It had become a sewer ignored by all who could act. On June 22, 1969, sparks from a passing train ignited the thick layer of oil on the water. Flames erupted, spreading rapidly, turning the river into a sheet of fire. Eyewitnesses described walls of flame shimmering in colors no one expected from water. Smoke thickened, carrying the acrid scent of burning chemicals. In less than 30 minutes, the river transformed from a silent killer into a spectacle impossible to ignore. Yet the response was measured, almost indifferent. The fire was no surprise. Experts had warned for years. Engineers, scientists, and environmentalists documented the pollution and pleaded for action. But industrial leaders prioritized profit, officials turned blind, and citizens learned to live with the stench. Some reports claim the river had caught fire before, but none received attention. The 1969 fire became iconic, shocking a nation and finally igniting a conversation about environmental responsibility. The fire lasted less than half an hour, but the consequences lasted decades. Cleanup took years. Wildlife struggled to return. Communities learned neglect carries a cost beyond money. The fire spurred outrage and helped birth the modern environmental movement. Laws were rewritten, agencies created, and slowly the Cuyahoga healed. But the legacy of negligence remains a warning. Even the quietest river can erupt if pushed too far. The Cuyahoga fire shocked a nation, but it was just one river, one city, one story. History is full of disasters, disappearances, and cover-ups that are forgotten. Some stories are darker than fire on water. Subscribe and step deeper into the darkness, where truth and horror collide.